I'm not working very much at the moment because I've got a baby and he's just 7 months old, so he's with his dad tonight, if you're wondering. People always seem to ask when I'm at work without him, somebody will always say to me, oh, who's got the baby? I don't know, I mean, maybe that's a reasonable question, but I asked my boyfriend once how many times he gets asked that, and he says that he never ever has. So anyway, like I say, I'm not working very much at the moment, just a few days here and there, and even though it's just a few days, it takes up so much more headspace than that, because if I am working from home or I've got a day of meetings or rehearsal, then I have to have him with me, and so that means that half a day's worth of work takes like 2 days of hard graft to do. I'm working things in around feeds and naps and nappy changes, and I feel dead guilty because the only way that I can do that is by taking all the time that he doesn't actually need anything. I call that lovely, contented time when I could be playing with him or reading to him or like teaching him stuff. Just taking all that time and using it up with me on my laptop and him on a playmat. And at the end of the day, I'm just knackered. And, you know, I don't know if maybe it's because I'm not used to working full days at the moment, or it's probably got something to do with the fact that on a good night, I'm still up at 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. Or maybe it's because by the end of the day, I feel like I've done a full day's work and a full day of mothering, although both of them feel like they're massively compromised. And I don't really see how it's going to get any better for 14 years. And if I have another baby, then the clock's reset back to the beginning again. Sometimes I just feel like saying no to all the work, just turning it all down and seeing what it would be like to be just properly off with him for this time. You know, I'm never going to get this time again. But then, on the other hand, I'm afraid that if I say no to work, people will stop asking. And I really love my job. So, you know, part of me feels really proud that I'm doing this. You know, I'm taking it in my stride. I can breastfeed in a meeting. I can do rush hour with a pram. And then part of me thinks, why am I proud of that? Like, it's not enough to have grown and birthed him and be feeding him with my body, but I've got to be productive on maternity leave as well. Like, having a fucking baby isn't enough. And it doesn't seem to matter how many women have told me this tale of feeling torn and guilty and like they're doing everything badly all the time. I didn't think that it would be me. But it is. And pretty soon I've got to decide what to do properly because my maternity pay just finished. So do I find something full-time or part-time or take some more time off? And I know that I'm really, really lucky that that's even a choice that I've got. You know, that right now we could afford for me to not go back to work full-time right now. But I'm aware, logically, just how vulnerable that makes me. Because I've already taken nearly a year out of my career, and I might take more, and, you know, what would happen if I was to end up on my own? Like, nah. But it's hard enough to figure out what to do as it is, so I just push that thought to one side and I carry on. I've got no money, I've got no money, I've got no money. Isn't it funny? No, it's not funny that I've got no money. My neighbour Billy, he's got a willy, and so they pay him for the extra inches. They pay him money, money, 'cause he's got more body. They say money makes the world turn round, but even the strictest economists agree that that's actually gravity. Perhaps it will bring us back down to earth, and we'll find out what we're really worth, and I don't think that it's money. But at the moment, we're showing money what we value as a society, and it's shitbaggery and willful individuality.
say money makes the world turn round, but even the strictest economists agree that that's actually gravity. Perhaps it will bring us back down to earth, and we'll find out what we're really worth, and I don't think that it's money. But since I can't change the world, will you at least pay me what I'm worth? And that's the same as Billy. Well, actually not Billy, because he is a doctor. He should definitely get more than me. But in general, you know what I'm saying. We should be paid the same for doing the same jobs according to your skill set. Fade too close. So, what do we do?
It's shit. And it's confusing. There's the gender pay gap,
The gender pensions gap,
the pink tax,
and a whole myriad of reasons how and why women are disproportionately financially disadvantaged across their lifetimes.
According to some new research that's compiled by Aviva, the average woman will face a shortfall in her lifetime of £223,000 in earnings and £106,000 in pensions.
And we live longer, and our care costs more.
But this is Nat and Vic's guide to being an independent woman, so we're going to fix it.
We're going to start to try to fix it.
Alright, okay, fine. The entire economic structure of the patriarchy probably can't be brought down overnight, but we're going to give you some easy, beginning, baby steps to try to make a difference.
We've made you a beginning action plan. Point number 1.
On a first date, split the bill proportional to earnings.
That is going to make for an interesting Tinder chat.
On a first date, don't go for dinner.
Point number 2.
Ask your employer what their gender pay gap is and what they're going to do about it.
If you work for a company that employs more than 250 people, then they already have to publish this data. But even if you work for a company that employs fewer people, it is definitely worth starting the conversation. Point 3.
Donate to the Fawcett Society's Equal Pay Fund. So this supplies, this funds legal support for women on low income to access legal support during pay disputes.
Point 4.
Visit moneywise.co.uk. There's loads of practical tips about how you can make your money work harder for you.
And finally, if you do any of these action points or you would just like to contact us, this is our Twitter here. Please do contact us and let us know your stories.
Please do. To say thank you for being part of Nat and Vic's Guide to Being Independent Women, we have got some chocolate for you, so please come and see us after the show.
If you've got a pink sticker, you need to see Vic. If you have a blue sticker, you need to see me. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Woo!